What's up, guys? Chase over here, bringing you another edition of the Q&A to my channel, the long-awaited Q&A. Sorry about the wait for this one, guys, but let's get started with this one. If you guys have questions for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send in questions. Snowdrop asks, have you heard of Chris Chan? Nope. If he's someone important, send me his IMDb, Wikipedia, or YouTube, and maybe I'll check it out. Chi asks, should WWE rehire Big Vito and team him with Otunga? The team name could be Law and Order. I don't know, Chi. Big Vito would have to survive a backdrop first. I'm afraid that he might suffer a concussion the first backdrop he takes. Fuck you, Big Vito. Harper and Fake Garbage Man asked, what if Heath Slater ended up beating John Cena clean for the U.S. title? Psh! It just shows how much of a sinking ship the WWE is. Yeah, freaking Heath Slater, who's jobbing out doing nothing at all on WWE television. He beats the man of the company for that U.S. belt. Say, screw the mid-card. Fuck that shit. That's not important. We gotta push Heath Slater. Face of the company, he can lose to Heath Slater. Yeah, that would just show how much of a sinking ship WWE is if that shit happened. Stephen Bradley asks, Q&A, can I be a part of your podcast and predictions? I miss talking to the crew on Skype like old times. Well, we're still on Skype, Stephen, so you can add us. And as of this time, Stephen, no. The reason being is I feel podcasts only work with 3 to 4 people on a panel. The panel that I have are people who I've collabed with multiple times on YouTube with each other. So, yeah, it's not trying to be a rude thing. It's just that, you know, I've done a bunch of collabs with JD Venom when he was also known as Ankle Breaker AJ2 and on his own personal gaming channel. And then with Ace, I collabed with a bunch of times. And Gold Standard, I've collabed with a bunch of times as well. So it's just, you know, I've just know those guys very well. You know, they're my 3 closest friends when it comes down to the YouTube wrestling community. Probably my 3 best friends, I would say, from the YouTube wrestling community. So, not trying to be rude here, Steven. You know, you're a friend of mine on here, but you're not close with me like those 3 are. You know, those 3 are like my closest friends. And Wrestling Guy 09, James Carter TV, he's also in that fellowship, and Kuda Charumba as well. But, you know, they're not on Skype when I go film these, and they don't really watch professional wrestling anymore. So, there you have it. It's Johnny Russo asked, what does the future hold for I Like Sami Zayn, aka Sami Zayn? He put his Twitter there. And how far will the WWE machine will take him? What does the future hold for Sami Zayn? Good one. I mean, he's like the next Daniel Bryan. He's pretty much going to replace Daniel Bryan for everything that he does. How far will the WWE machine take him? Pretty much where they had Daniel Bryan before the fans forced him in the main event. You know, just a good hand that can wrestle a couple of main events here or there. So, yeah, that's pretty much how far the WWE machine will take him. It's the fans that will take him to his newest heights, his highest peak of his career almost. But WWE machine is not thinking about this guy as the next world champion. Nor should they. They should not be thinking in their heads like, you know, this Sami Zayn guy, he's a guy that we could put the back of the company on and make him a world champion. Like, I like Sami Zayn. Dude's a good worker. But not every guy that I like should be a world champion. I think that's what some wrestling fans don't understand. They feel like, I like this guy. He should be a world champion. No! Some dudes are just okay to like, and they don't always have to be a world champion. Or be the face of the company. I don't get that. Why is it that, like, you like a wrestler, they have to be world champion, face of the company? That's a question for you guys out there. How come that is? When you like a superstar, you want to be world champion and face of the company. It's not all guys are meant to be like that. Chase Allen asks, why do you think WWE waters down NXT guys and divas when they get to the main roster? Because they're trying to find a place for them on a 3-hour chaotic show like Monday Night Raw. It's just being real here. I mean, it's hard to really, like, you know, get a character that's really well on NXT when you're running like 5 hours of other wrestling in Raw and SmackDown plus the other 2 hours with Superstars and main event. So, like, you're running 7 hours of wrestling a week and you're trying to figure out how you can place them on a card and make these guys interesting in 5 minutes or less because, you know, let's just face it, they're newer faces. They're not going to get the 30-minute limelight like the Triple H's or the John Cena's of the world. So that's why they kind of get watered down is because, one, they don't have enough time, and 2, they don't know where to place them on the show where most of the viewers are watching. You know, it's hard to book for a 3-hour show. You know, WWE, you know, I don't know why they still do it. They should just go back to 2 hours, but then again, the revenue money is too nice for them to go back down to 2 hours. Iggy Koopa asks, what would you do if you had to take a 3-hour road trip with Garbage Man? Drive aimlessly, not talking to him, making sure he doesn't touch the radio, and if he does, I slap his hand, trying to ditch him at many different gas stations. That would be my 3-hour road trip with Garbage Man. Lace Up Graveyard asks, what are some potential matches for Summerfest that you would like to see? Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, just because I feel like Bray Wyatt needs something to do at SummerFest, and Randy Orton seems like a prime guy for him to feud with. Cockfist, aka the Roman Reigns, taking on Triple H. I think it would be a good matchup. You know, it was a match that a lot of people were excited to see last year, and I still think there's a lot of fan interest to see it this year. So, yeah, you know, Cockfist versus Triple H, and that's about it. Maybe a Cena and Owens rematch, but other than that, nothing really. You know, the WWE, they have like a talented roster, but the thing is, it's like a lot of these guys, I don't really want to see them feud with other guys because they're not ready, nor do I think their characters match, you know, in a feud with each other. Just being real here. I like the roster of the WWE a lot. I think it's very talented, very interesting roster. It's just that I don't care if these guys feud with each other. And if they do feud with each other, sometimes I say it's way too early for these guys to be feuding and all this other stuff. Travis Nelson asks, what matches should WWE have at Elimination Chamber? Obviously, this is an old question. I think they should have a vacant IC Chamber match, a tag team chamber match for the first time, and John Cena versus Kevin Owens, if that's possible. And Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the WWE title would be sick, too. Sorry, Travis, that I couldn't get this one in time. Hopefully my answer was good enough. Hopefully we see those 4 matches at the Elimination Chamber. The Flying Chip asks, do you think an MLG, Major League Gaming gimmick, would work for the Ascension? They can smoke weed, eat Doritos, and refer to themselves by usernames. Yeah, that would work in 2005. But we're not in 2005 anymore, Flying Chip. We're in 2015. I don't even think MLG is that relevant. Hell, I don't even think smoking weed and Doritos is even that relevant into gaming anymore. I think that's more just the norm of the world nowadays, that they would smoke weed and eat fucking Doritos. And not only that, you're trying to expect Connor and Victor to be entertaining? Oh my god. You have high expectations for these guys if you think they can play anything else but 2 dumbass brutes. Just being real here. Railed Harold asks, Railed Harold question, what if it was said of Sandow and Axel doing Macho Man and Hulk Hogan? Sandow and Axel did impersonations of Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson. How would Chase Oliver 68 feel about that? Wouldn't work, man. It wouldn't fucking work. There's only one Tito Ortiz, and there's only one Quentin Rampage Jackson. You can't have Axel and Sandow try to be like that. Please. Please. Axel wishes that he could get no reaction like Tito Ortiz. He wishes he could go out there, cross his damn arms, and get no fucking reaction like Tito Ortiz can. They could only dream. Hell, both of these guys dreamed that they could have the freaking charisma that Rampage Jackson has. Seriously, Rampage Jackson's still making money in the UFC. Dude's like 38 years old and he's still a big attraction for the UFC. That's sad and funny at the same time. They wish they were as relevant as Rampage Jackson. I guarantee you, if you ask any motherfucker who Rampage Jackson is, people are going to know who they are. Who he is, at least. They won't know who the fuck Sandow or Curtis Axel is. Like, maybe Damian Sandow a little bit. But they'll probably know him more as Mizdow than actually Sandow. But no one knows who the fuck Curtis Axel is. So it wouldn't work. Because they don't have the uber star power like Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson have. Large85 asks, who's your favorite Organization 13 member? Zigbar. Just because he's a smart member. You know, he knows a lot more than most of the organization members. He knew about the plan the whole time. You know, he's a smart dude, so Zigbar. Chris Bandicoot asks, are you getting a PS4 or Xbox One, and why? How many times? I answered this question so many times in the Q&A. Like, hey, are you getting a PS4 or Xbox One? And I always say the same answer, Chris Bandicoot. I don't care which console I get. Whichever one I have the money first, that's the one I'm getting. Xbox One, PS4, don't matter to me. I'm not one of these fanboys where it's like, oh, these are the specifics of the consoles that you have to look for. I don't give a fuck. Whatever I can play my next generation games on, I'll play them on whatever fucking console there is. Xbox One, PS4 don't fucking matter to me. I'm not a nerd like that. I'm nerdy about certain things, but I'm not a nerd like that when it comes to technology specifics and all that other stuff. So I don't care what console I have. I will play the games regardless. I'm sorry that I went on a little mini rant there. It's just like every other Q&A, Chris Bandicoot. I always get asked, are you getting one of the next-gen consoles soon? Which one you get? And it's like, I've answered that many times. I don't care which one I get. RFV089 asks, what produces more shit? Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith's mouths, or Psycho Sid's butt in the WrestleMania 13 match against The Undertaker? Stephen A. and Skip Bayless's mouth, because somehow they are able to still keep a TV show that people are watching every morning. Ridiculous. Michael Murray asks, do you think Raw will ever be as good as the Ruthless Aggression days, or should we just give up all hope and just watch a few pay-per-views? Just give up hope and watch a few pay-per-views? That's my answer. You asked which one you should choose. Just give up all hope and just watch the pay-per-views in all honesty. Take a break. That's what I would do at this moment in time. Savvy Yes Man asks, which one of these WWE Divas would you like to see come back to the WWE more? Maurice or Eve Torres? Oh, Maurice for sure. She played a great heel. I love Maurice as a heel. And that theme music, bing, 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 hoorah! Like, oh God, bring that back too. Amazing theme. Amazing. I love Maurice, so yeah, Maurice more. The Real Heel asks, do you think some WWE fans have a biased hatred towards TNA? Or anything related to TNA sucks, or everything about TNA sucks when TNA has a few good things, or can do some good things sometimes. I'm not trying to sound like a TNA defender or fanboy or anything. Even I can point out the many problems TNA has. I just want to know why WWE fans feel this way. I don't know if I can answer your question fully. But yeah, there's some WWE fans that hate TNA, but not just TNA. It's all forms of products. And the reason being is because, the WWE for so long has put on the propaganda that they're the #1 show in town. And really, when you look at it, yes, they are the #1 show in town. But it's just that, some wrestling fans are so used to watching the WWE style and the way the WWE is presented that any other wrestling promotion presented to them just feels inferior, not even worth their time. And it's not really mostly, just the WWE fans' hatred towards TNA. I think it's more WWE fans' hatred towards the TNA fans, because I'm being real here. Some TNA fans, holy crap, some of them are just plain out delusional about what they say about TNA, that even I watched TNA from the beginning. I loved TNA in 2002. Nowadays, I can't go on the internet and say something negative about TNA without some TNA fans saying, I don't understand anything about TNA wrestling. It's like, listen here, assholes. I've been watching TNA just as long as you have, if not even longer. Okay, I know TNA's problems. I've seen these problems firsthand. I can tell you what I loved about TNA in the past and what I dislike about TNA. And it's just sometimes TNA fans can come off such, assholes. Like, I always say this about TNA fans. They're like a person dating an alcoholic. An alcoholic that's still drinking. And the person, instead of helping the alcoholic, instead of, telling the alcoholic, hey, right now what you're doing is wrong, they keep enabling them. Sometimes TNA does dumb stuff, like last week's episode, or whatever episode it was, with Eric Young pulling off Chris Melendez's leg and choking Kurt Angle with it. How does that make me fucking think, oh, this is fucking awesome, this is hardcore? This isn't freaking 1998. That punk edgy crap isn't going to do shit for the wrestling business. That's not good controversy. That's just fucking poor taste. Yeah, it may work to get some interest in some redneck hick town like Alabama or freaking Louisiana or whatever. It may work in those type of areas, but for me, I was just sitting there disgusted and saying, why the fuck are they doing it? I'm all good with wrestling becoming fucking edgy, but this is just stupid edgy. Seriously, this is not good edgy whatsoever. This is just oh my God, we're going back to stupid attack freaking, I don't know how to explain it. It's just annoying. We're going back to stupid stuff that really works in 1998 but doesn't work in 2015. If he would have taken the leg and, not really have strangled Kurt Angle and just, beat the leg down, okay, that right there, that's good edgy. That's good edgy. But Eric Young trying to be a psychopath in the first place is stupid as hell. Just being real here. TNA does have some good stuff to them, but that good stuff is very minimal compared to, a lot of the bad that's going on in TNA right now. And, I hear TNA fans try to. I can't understand how people can defend Eric Young as a fucking heel. That is just ridiculous to me. Fucking ridiculous. 1998, yeah, Eric Young would actually be kind of cool as a heel. But this is 2015. Ugh. I'm just saying right now. To answer your question, WWE fans feel this way because, it's also TNA fans kind of always just always being way too hardcore about it. You can't say anything wrong about their company. They jump at you like fucking sharks. And also, it's because WWE fans are just used to the way that WWE runs and operates. That's just all I gotta say there. Jay Walker asks, do you think WWE should make a Loki type character on the roster? And I'm talking about Loki from the Marvel Cinematic Movies universe. Yeah, why not? You know, Loki's a popular villain. The problem is he would be more of a babyface on WWE television. That's the only problem with it. Redwolf316 asks, did you hear about Dragon Ball Z was going to be revised as a new series? If so, what are your thoughts? Yes, Dragon Ball Super, I think it's called. I'm interested in it. My only question is that it's going to be kind of hard to watch because, you know, we've seen Goku already go like Super Saiyan God, and, you know, if you've already seen Revival of F, I'm not going to give spoilers. I've seen Revival of F. It's fucking awesome. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It should be online already. But, yeah, you know, with Revival of F, you know, after watching that one, I'm trying to say to myself here, like, how can I get excited for Super? Because, like, you know, those two movies got me hyped up for the future of Dragon Ball Z. But, you know, Super's happening after Majin Buu. Is Bill's going to be a part of this universe too? You know, what's going to go on here? You know, that's my question, you know, because they're saying they're starting right after the Buu saga. And so, you know, they're not going to have Super Saiyan gods, but we already seen, like, you know, the God of Destruction. If you watch Revival of F, you know what Frieza can do, you know, in his new form. So it's just like, all these other enemies, they're just not going to feel as threatening. Like, I'm not going to be as threatened watching these dudes because it's like, dude, I just watched Bill as a God of Destruction to go to war with Goku. How am I going to be excited about this loser trying to fight Goku, if you get what I'm saying? Redwolf316 asks, what if WWE versus TNA happened in 05 and Triple H versus Jeff Jarrett was the main event? Who would politic their way for the victory? Triple H. Get out of here. Jeff Jarrett has nothing on Triple H. And which is more powerful, Triple H's sledgehammer or Jeff Jarrett's guitar? Once again, Triple H has nothing over Jeff Jarrett. Clarkson the Iron Man 316 Lopez asks, will there be ever a faction more powerful than the Breakfast Club? Hell fucking no. How dare you even ask that question, Clarkson? No, there will be nothing more powerful than the Breakfast Club. Do you see how long the Breakfast Club has been in operation, Clarkson Lopez? Look at how the years the Breakfast Club has been ruling the WWE landscape. You have the network. You can see the years that Triple H, John Cena, Dave Bautista, Randall Keith Orton, and Sheamus have ruled the WWE. Nothing can ever touch what these men have done. Jack DeLeo asks, I'm seeing a lot of people saying Ambrose turning heel at Payback is a good idea. Personally, I think it would be stupid as Ambrose gets some of the best base reactions on the show. Do you agree? Not only do I agree, I made a video on it. And it's kind of dated, but you still should go check it out. Rebecca Olsen asks, what was one movie you thought was so bad it was good? The Room is up there. The Room is one of those movies that are just so bad, but it's so good. D3? Mighty Ducks movie? That's so bad, that's so good. Oh, fuck. What's that one fucking Bully? Oh, my God. There's this one movie called Bully made in, like, 2001. It's, like, based off a true story. Oh, my God. That shit's so bad, but it's so fucking good. So fucking good. And the new Fast and Furious is a pretty bad movie, but it's so fucking good. Just so many one-liners in that movie that you can just quote for days. I love it. And that Wiz Khalifa song at the end. Come on. It's been a long time without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Greg Toomer asks, what if you were in Triple H's shoes? I would fuck Stephanie McMahon. That's the first thing I'm doing. Shit. On Triple H's shoes, I'm going to be like, hey, Stephanie, let's get into the bed so you can face the game. That's what I'll do first. Ultimate WWE Apologist asks, why can't the IWC doing a Bubba Ray Dudley right now. Why can't the IWC see things the way I see things and kiss the WWE's ass for once? It's not that bad. I'm sorry, Ultimate WWE Apologist, but I'm not going to kiss an ass that's full of shit that's not been wiped for like over 5 years. Not going to do that. You're going to have fun doing that, but I ain't. The Brad Rules asks, how awesome is Daniel Bryan? What? So awesome that he still gets paid and he doesn't even have to wrestle doing so. So awesome that he wished WWE gave out health insurance. Oh. Daniel Bryan, awesome. Oh, Jake Loomis asked, do you think wrestling fans are the only fan base on earth that would watch and pay for stuff they don't like? I haven't heard of any other fans of any other forms of media complain as much as these fans do. Yeah? But then again, wrestling fans, we're like kind of, what's that word? Masochists. Like, we like getting pain. And, you know, sometimes, though, with wrestling fans, you know, we suffer through all this pain, but then there's that, like, little glimmer of hope. And then we want to just grab it. And we're just like, yeah, that's awesome. But, you know, I don't think it's just wrestling fans. I think there's many fans. Like, I know my brother's into manga, and there's some manga that he fucking hates, but he still buys them. And I'm like, I thought you hated that. And he's like, I'm still going to read it, see if it gets better. You know, it's all fan bases. I don't think it's just, you know, wrestling fans. I think there's a lot of fan bases that pay for stuff. You know, there's stuff, you know, football fans, I think, do it too. You know, NFL fans, I think they pay for stuff that they hate. You know, a lot of people hate how their team is. Like, if you're a Jaguars fan, do you think you're excited when you buy that new Jaguars jersey? No, you're pissed off because you're wasting money and hoping this team will become good. So, no, I don't think it's just wrestling fans. I think it's also many other fans. Mr. Juicy asks, which would you rather do? Have sex with Mae Young if she were still active, or watch a 3-hour Raw with Garbage Man sitting next to you? Oh, fucking Mae Young. That's not even a question. Could you imagine the techniques Mae Young has in bed? Holy fucking shit. I always wanted to know what it's like having sex with an old woman before, but with Mae Young, dude, she seems like she's vicious. She seems like she's hungry too, like thirsty for any type of D. So I'll go with Mae Young. Fuck Garbage Man. Slapnuts 2000 asks, how do you think GFW will turn out? Just as well as Jeff Jarrett's other promotion. Think about that for a while before you get the joke. Josh Chambers asks, what do you think of Man of Steel? Decent. Yeah, it was an okay Superman movie. Didn't really care for it. I like that Superman was an asshole. Joe Juicy asks, what was the funniest question you got in the Q&A? Probably when someone's like, what's like the unfunniest moment that happened in wrestling? Like a moment in wrestling that wasn't supposed to be funny, and then like they asked like that Tito Ortiz event, but like instead of saying Tito Ortiz, they put David Ortiz from the Boston Red Sox, and I just started laughing because that just shows how irrelevant that moment in wrestling is. That they don't even spell Tito's name right. They spelled David Ortiz. The Gochi Man asks, what's your favorite fight scene in a comic book movie? To this day, I still love the train fight scene with Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man 2. That's my favorite right there, too, man. That fight scene is fucking awesome. And then also you have Tobey Maguire going outside afterwards, going, having that shit face as he's trying to stop the train from going on the outside. Yeah, no, that was just great stuff between Tobey Maguire and I forgot who played Dr. Octopus, but that's great shit right there. That was a really good fight scene. Matt Gochi asked, do you think Daniel Bryan is overrated in the IWC? Yes. And I've been answering this question for many years too, and I've always said yes. So yes. John Cool asked, do you think Avatar the movie is overrated? Oh, hell yeah. It's just Pocahontas with blue people. Ain't nothing different, so yes. Good Mike Work asks, do you think a Saturday morning super filling gimmick would work in today's age of WWE? No, because you become a babyface. So it wouldn't work. And then the fake Good Mike Work also asks, why do wrestling fans take wrestling so seriously? Because we invest time and money into it. Just like, you know, anything else you invest time and money to. So I think you should take it kind of seriously. Not to the point where it's like investing your life, but, you know, serious to some degree. But, you know, if you take it so seriously, I just think because, like, a lot of fans, this is their only escape. This is their only hobby. And, you know, if it's your only hobby, it's the only hobby you're going to really be into. Michael Murray asks, do you think today's WWE would benefit from one of the old special shows like Saturday Night's Main Event? Will it ever be brought back now that they have the network? No. They already have like 7 hours of wrestling. What would one random Saturday night do for them? Wouldn't do anything. It'd be just as crappy as we get from their pay-per-views. And when they brought back Saturday night, the best thing that I can remember from their Saturday Night Main Events was Evander Holyfield versus Matt Hardy. That's when you know it's bad. When Evander fucking Holyfield's badass taking on Matt Hardy's badass is the only thing I remember from these Saturday Night's Main Events. Oh yeah, and I also remember that Kane and Hornswoggle main event in the Saturday Night's Main Event. No. Saturday Night's Main Event would not help WWE today. We have way too much fucking WWE product on the network and on television as it is. We don't need any more. John Kunk asks, why does WWE always build up up-and-coming star just to feed him to the Cena monster? Because to the WWE's eyes, they think John Cena makes money. And so they think, oh, this guy, he's making money. He's a good heel. Same at John Cena. Let's see this ultimate heel take on John Cena. So they just think they're making money by doing so. I love Watermelons 525 asks, do you think Daniel Bryan should become a part-time like Brock Lesnar or Undertaker due to his injuries? Don't even compare Daniel Bryan to Brock Lesnar or Undertaker. Part-time? Oh, what? Like, so that way I can see, like, one match for him to wrestle? Like, oh, I want to see Daniel Bryan and Neville. It's the only match I would be interested in Daniel Bryan wrestling anyways. He's already wrestled almost everyone on the roster like 50 million times. No, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's not that big of a draw to be on the part-time level like Brock Lesnar or Undertaker. Final Limits asks, do you think Roxas has a sad theme song? Does it make you want to cry? Yes, his theme song's sad, and I only cried during it when he was, what was it, 358 by 2 days? When, like, Shion was dying, and then he's like, what about the ice cream? I think that's the only time I came close to crying to that theme song. But then Jesse McCarthy ruined it because he's like, what about the ice cream? We're supposed to have ice cream together. Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asks, will this happen to Samoa Joe once he makes it to the main roster? They will only call him by Joe. He'll get a babyface push for 6 months, then randomly turn heel to attack Cena, costing Cena an important match, then face Cena at WrestleMania and lose and keep losing to Cena. Do you think that will happen or not? Here comes Joe. Yes, I see that so happening. That's a sad part too. I love Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's one of my favorite wrestlers. But it's just like when you were explaining that, it was like I wasn't disagreeing with it. I was just saying, yeah, I actually see that fucking happening. I actually see that fucking happening too. I randomly cost Cena an important match. Because that's every feud that leads to John Cena. It's like, oh, look, build this guy up. Oh, Cena gets cost by this guy randomly. Why is he attacking Cena? There's no reason why this fucker's attacking Cena. He's just doing it. Oh, God. Brody Looney asks, have you heard that TNA is possibly going to be canceled from Destination America? Your thoughts? Sucks for the wrestling business, man. Just really, really fucking sucks. Fuck you, Destination America. Just couldn't let TNA kind of do their own thing. TNA had something with Bobby Lashley as champion. But no, we want Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's what we want as champion. Fuck you. I don't blame... for me, for the Spike TV and the TNA situation, that was like more 60-40. This is like 80-20. Destination America was asking way too much for, fucking TNA to do. TNA really, really just didn't have as much control as they thought they would. And Destination America, tried to get into the wrestling business and ultimately failed. And they just didn't know how to promote it well. Like, they did a good job promoting it, but they just ultimately did not know how to capitalize. People keep watching it because they suck at that shit. And Dave Lester ends his Q&A asking, how long do you give WWE before they ruin Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens? Their tapings. I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't heard about the TV tapings, but TV tapings. At least for me. I'm still excited for the matchup and everything like that, but TV tapings. Anyways, guys, thank you all very much for sending in your questions for this week's edition of the Q&A. Comment down below your thoughts on any of the questions asked in this video. Make sure you guys send in questions for next week's edition. I'll see you all next time. Enjoy your day. Peace.